This is Chris Hansen.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
It's your favorite basketball player, Tyler Hansbrough.
This is Jamie Hudson.
This is TJ Houshmandzadeh.
And I'm going to let y'all know something.
Duke sucks and Duke will always suck.
You're listening to
It Just Makes Sense.
It Just Makes Sense.
Listen, this podcast is not about being right. It's about being entertaining and sometimes right. I am prepared to make the bet now that the Steelers will have a losing record this season and potentially could cost him his job.
Peter, he's been married for 10 years.
You know that guy, Peter, who's been married for 10
He
years?
feels sad. I wasn't at his bachelor party, so he's doing another one.
I'm going to celebrate my 10-year wedding anniversary without my wife. See ya.
Like God intended.
We're back.
Clear eyes.
Full heart!
Can't lose.
Play like a champion!
Oh, boys. I have I wouldn't say huge.
Would it be huge?
No.
Just a medium-sized penis.
No, you guys already know about my penis.
It's down there, the little thing on the cord. Boom. Ambiance.
Anyways, I wouldn't say huge, but I have a pretty big surprise for you guys.
I love surprises.
I'm worried.
Like currently, or like this is a tease?
This is a tease.
Oh, he's learned.
This is a tease.
Wow.
What, you pre-ordered prime rib at Clyde's? I don't think they'll run out.
It's in the name, Miguel.
Yeah. No, do we get some fresh kicks like those? Those are nice.
Yeah, I've had these for a while, though.
They still look nice.
Thank you.
You're
Try to
welcome.
take
Yeah.
good care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Like
very
me.
comfortable, but they look good.
Fashion is not comfortable, Braxton.
Yeah, but when you're sitting at or a desk all day, who cares about comfort?
Unless you're like me, this is rather comfortable. I wanted to do a fit check for you guys tonight because I look way better than both of you.
Your dressy clothes with your hokas.
That's the fashion, right? Like, I mean, that's what all
That is not the fashion.
That's exactly what like all the athletic directors do.
Are you an athletic director?
I'm not, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this
Oh,
is
Glad we
comfortable.
cleared that up.
You
I
got
was
to
on my
change one thing. If
feet
you're
all
an
day.
AD, you're wearing a polo shirt,
Okay.
not like a button-up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're more
probably
like-
a
Right
quarter
now,
zip.
Right now, I can't figure out if you're going for a jog or if you're going to type up an essay or a report.
There's no way I'm going for a jog. That's for sure. I mean, look at me. And plus, flat feet. I don't wear hokas
Is that
just in case I want to go for...
What brand of shirt is that?
This is from like a men's warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the brand, but it's wherever they sell at the men's warehouse.
Van Heusen?
Van Heusen's one of them.
Yeah. This isn't a Van Heusen, though. I don't remember the name of it.
Harbor Bay.
No, I honestly couldn't. Even if
Let's
you
look.
told me what... Yeah, what does the thing say?
Oh, yeah, I have a few of these.
Yeah.
Joseph Aboud.
Yeah.
Mr. Aboud.
Mr. Aboud.
I got a few of them.
Yeah. They're cozy, you know?
I mean, it looks...
You're getting close to my
nice.
size now that you're getting the Aboud shirts.
I'm getting the boot shirts, yeah. So.
These are the extended sizes shirts.
Oh,
Yes,
goodness.
indeed. So
Aboud has the stretchy ones.
Yeah.
They have a few
I
stretchy.
can see that. You can see the spandex
Yeah, there's a
woven
little
in
bit- there's a
to
little
the
bit of-
cloth.
Toss some red wine. Watch it bounce off, baby.
Oh, hand me a bottle.
this is performance. This is performance based all the way. These pants, they stretch.
So
Everything
you
on me
could run a
stretches.
mile.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's
Maybe I would
French.
benefit from it.
It's
says
French.
the people in the
It's
comments.
Moisture wicking.
Ooh. Wee wee.
Yes.
Wee wicking.
Wee wicked.
All right, Miguel, calm down.
Yeah. So anyway,
Not my fault. You guys can't speak French.
quick, who is the Speaker of the House? There you go.
Mike Johnson.
There you go. This man has himself.
Oh fuck! I don't trust our listeners. Edit this shit out.
All right.
They'll call in fucking officers to fucking wait for me in their
They're gonna
Kia
swat
Soul.
you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's going to get doxxed. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that I was better than you for my outfit. So you're welcome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You look nice.
So you're not going to tell us about this tease that you've just teased, and that's it.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
will it be revealed?
on Friday at Clyde's.
Okay, sweet.
Do you have more information, or are you like
I-
leaving?
I
it?
mean, I don't know.
It is a tease that's long enough that we will forget
How long? Like, what are we talking? 2 weeks?
because we're still
It's
like
next Friday.
next Friday.
Next
so
Friday.
not this coming Friday.
No,
No.
next Friday. And you guys, I don't think that you could ever guess it.
Yeah.
And
And it's long enough that I'm going to forget about it. So
you're gonna be fucking pumped.
okay.
You guys are gonna be psyched.
Okay, I don't even want to ask questions because
Is it
I
a
feel
trip?
like it's not a trip. He's not taking
A
us
trip
anywhere.
down memory lane.
Actually?
I don't know.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh,
Are you going to try and give us
hey.
any hints, or is like
Peter,
if,
I got
if
it.
we ask questions?
Peter, you can just like this is a process of elimination.
Okay.
You don't have to say. I don't want to ruin your surprise, but I'm pretty sure I got it.
Okay.
It's a surprise guest. It's somebody we know that we haven't seen. It's I don't want to ruin it, but it's probably like one of his friends that we talked to.
That'd be cool.
They'll be here, staying at his house. He brings them to dinner.
I would be very excited
That's like
by
the
that.
surprise that I can see coming.
I would be very
So,
surprised by that.
I know you said you'll never guess it. I apologize. I'm really good at this shit. Look
I am convinced.
at his face. I was right.
I am convinced that it is not that.
Okay.
Because Braxton is a very good gift giver, and maybe he is going to get us to commemorate his birthday.
He's
Something
not getting
that-
us material things on his birthday.
Maybe he will. Maybe he's feeling generous on his birthday.
We'll see. We will see.
I love this though. I love this
Not
very
buying
much.
Oregon tickets to Michigan.
No, he's not doing that.
This is a special guest.
That's not something you would be psyched about.
I would be very excited.
You would. He wouldn't.
yeah. He'll probably buy it for you and like Jesse or some shit.
Who, if it is a special guest, and if it is either of those guys, I will open mouth kiss both of them.
Okay.
I have been.
I think that's got to be a
thinking
two-way
about
street,
open
dude.
mouth kissing both of them.
I might try
sometime.
I might try to make it happen just for that.
Yeah, I have what? Yeah, I've long thought about this moment.
Okay.
So
There we go.
and my element of surprise.
I'll make some phone calls.
Yeah. So
Either them or Jay's coming.
and then we all leave and we just stiff Jay with the bill. That would be great. So that's how he is invited. Is that,
Okay. I'll also work on that.
It's Jay and Mark, his new boss.
Oh yeah.
Let's
That's
take
the
those
special-
two to
that's
Raw
the
Talks. That's gonna be a
surprise.
fucking
Hey,
wild night.
if Mark's paying, he's more than welcome.
Yeah, what you guys could talk a little shop, maybe try and get one of the guys on as a client. Boom, right off.
Done.
You need to bring Mark everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Your life can
I need
be
to make Mark pay for everything. of mine.
everything. Yeah. So
And just
Hear that, Mark?
sling quotes.
yeah.
Slinging
I
policies,
think
baby.
I got it.
We might have a new title sponsor here next season. Who knows?
I don't think Farmers wants anything to do with us.
He's a P1. You don't know
We
that.
are a liability.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Everything we touch is a liability.
How weird would it be
I
if you're
mean-
like, if you've been a listener of this podcast for a long time, and it's like, all these guys do is talk shit and drink and talk about jerking off and food, and they've been sponsored by every alcohol brand out there, and then in 2025 they're sponsored by fucking Farmers Insurance. Like,
Welcome
where
to-
I can't
Dude,
decide
we-
if they're
we
trending
sold
up
out.
or they're
Yeah.
We sold
fucking
out.
going downhill.
Welcome to the geriatric episode. So,
Do
we're
you
gonna-
have gaps in your insurance?
Let us go ahead and
Give
talk to
me
you
a call.
about term life insurance. Okay, Braxton is going to spend the next
Actually,
17 and a half minutes.
I am not licensed in life insurance, so I legally cannot talk about that. Talk to me in like a month.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Next season,
Yes. Yes.
you will be.
I'll be ready.
So let's go to the phones. We've got a question about
And there's
Bundle insurance on home and auto.
there's
Braxton,
a guy,
my bill went up by $30.
Oh, no. Whatever can you do?
I just like to picture that there's a guy who's been listening to this because he started gambling and he goes, holy shit, what perfect timing. I've been looking at switching insurance companies. Holy shit, how do they know?
It's just like the most scripted call. It's like a second date update, but like
But real.
way more boring and way more staged. So
Did I mention that I have a boat and it's conveniently under 26 feet?
wow.
Can I cover that in my home policy? I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Under section blah.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Watching paint dry. So let's see. So you had us right. Were we talking about this when you were over, when we had people over a couple weeks ago? Lindsay said that I could have a 10-year bachelor party. That like my bachelor party consisted of Miguel and that I knew it was going to start the allergic reaction to my
couch.
couch, or probably the dander on this.
The lamp.
It's something.
Continue.
Anyway, so Mitchell and Miguel were the only two people at my bachelor party.
'Cause you hated me?
It's because I didn't know you. And so now that I have all these people who have been consistently in my life over the last like 10 years, Lindsay said that I can have a bachelor party.
When
with
did
these
she say
people.
this?
It was the night that we had people over for the barbecue. Right? Isn't that what
She never said this. No,
she did? Yeah. I was like, I think I
she's
remember
actually
that.
said this more than once.
So now, boys, time to start playing it. Because my bachelor party was like half funded.
Trash?
Well, no, it was half funded by my own employer at the time because I was there for work and I just stayed extra. And I was like, I'll just throw that on the corporate
we were
card.
broke.
Who cared? Like they were like paying, like they were selling Cutco on the side on like eBay to fund their own
Like
trip.
Mitch and I were flat broke. We went to Vegas broke.
They were pawning things off just to be able to get there. So now we have like money and we have like more refined money and more refined interests that like
I don't think you have the
And
balls
more
to do a
refined
bachelor party.
interests.
You don't have the balls to do
Maybe
a
not.
real bachelor
I-
party trip.
I literally was just going to say, Peter, it's one thing for your wife to give you permission. It's another for you to actually do it.
I don't understand why you're just doing this whole actually do it, but like what's the balls thing? Why wouldn't I do it?
The real idea of a bachelor party, I don't think if you're labeling it as a bachelor party, I don't think you have the balls to do that.
Oh, so
if
you just
say
think that it
like,
would turn into a dude trip and that's
just
it.
say like, I'll do a boys trip. I'm like, yeah, we'll do both. But like, I don't think you personally at this stage, you're not gonna commit to what a bachelor party
would
consists
be.
of.
You might be right, actually. Yeah,
And
I just would want to go on a dude's trip
Yes.
and maybe label it a bachelor
in
party.
memoriam of your bachelor party, have a dude's trip.
And honestly, you might be
Yeah.
better off going that route because your wife is suggesting it, but to sell it to the other halves of everybody else,
Exactly.
to leave bachelor party, that label out of it,
Out.
might be easier to sell.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
imagine this conversation. Hey, Jared,
Peter wants a bachelor party.
you know Peter, he's been married for 10 years.
You know that guy Peter who's been married for 10
He
years?
feels sad that I wasn't at his bachelor party, so he's doing another one.
If you explain it that way, there'd be a lot more eye rolling
Yeah.
and head shaking. But if you're like, hey, we're going on a guy's trip, you might get a whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you pick a good date, you do shit as a dad and as a husband to like make up for it. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
But then once we're there, can we do all the things? Be like, actually, it was,
Sure.
okay, it was actually Peter's.
Yeah,
But you're
like
right.
it would be what you want to do. I'm just saying, like, bachelor parties, that label, usually people come up with wilder shit to do than like
Yeah.
just a normal trip.
Yeah, maybe we keep that phrase just in-house.
In house.
Just whisper it.
Yeah.
Whisper bachelor party, but just say dude trip.
Yeah.
Boys trip.
Stag party.
To celebrate our anniversary of friendship.
I'm gonna celebrate my 10-year wedding anniversary without my wife. See
like
ya.
God intended.
You got our kid, right? Cool.
Yeah. Bye-bye. That's real love right there. Real love is that identification of everything. So let's see. So this is our third week talking about Jollibee. You actually went on a Saturday night at like 9
went?
p.m. He did. You didn't see his story?
I did, but I just thought you drove past it.
Nah, I was in the drive-through line.
You fucked
bro.
around and found out.
Yeah.
Huh?
We were up. We knew we weren't doing anything this weekend, and especially me. Like I knew we have like shit coming up the next few weekends, so I've just been enjoying my time at home, not doing anything. I got pretty drunk Friday.
At home?
No, like Mitch and I just drank in his backyard because it was nice.
Yeah.
So like I went with him to like pick up Hugo at daycare, made dinner, and then we just drank until like fucking 1.
Nice.
Like Saturday, Ashley had plans with her friend, and she was out all day. Side note: Ashley's burnt to a fucking crisp. She thought it was gonna hit 90 at like 4 p.m. She was outside at 11. She gets home at like 5 or 6, and just a concerning hue of red.
Yeah.
And she is in so much pain. We have been putting aloe vera on her every fucking day, but she's like burnt, like her arms, side, back, shoulders, everything.
Yeah.
So we're
They
sitting
don't
there,
know how to do the sun here yet.
and she's like, "You've just been hanging out with Mookie." I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm watching TV, just chilling." And then she's like, "What are we doing for dinner?" And I'm like, "How do you feel about going on a fucking adventure? Let's just go to Hillsboro." And she's like, "You want to go to Jollibee?" I'm like, "Well, I've been looking it up on Reddit. Some fucking asshole went 30 minutes before they opened, trying to outsmart everyone, and he ended up waiting for like 3 hours." I'm like, I wonder what would happen if we go like an hour and a half before they close. You know, kind of like people do it In-N-Out. But she's like, "Are we taking Mookie or not? If we don't take Mookie, we get to stand in line, or we just commit to the drive-thru." I'm like, "Let's take Mookie. Let's take him for a car ride." So we get there, and you know where it is because you remember where it was being built.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, people shop at that Safeway in that strip mall, and they're like, it has made our lives a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
To like get in the parking lot and park, because the way that it's not as efficient as In-N-Out yet. These ropes are like falling on the cone.
Yeah.
So you have to go to the parking lot and then turn and then like do like a full circle to get in one of the 5 lanes.
I was going to say, it seems like a really like
It's
convoluted queue. There's like 8 lanes of
the strategy is efficient. The location isn't.
not. Yeah.
Because of like where everything is.
What's up, Bean? Yeah, of course.
So long, farewell, Avida, say goodbye.
You don't
I was
have
gonna
any
say,
pants
are you
on.
wearing John Stockton shorts or are you just wearing underwear? You're bringing back the
Great answer.
you're bringing back the 70s 70s NBA shorts.
I love you.
That was a finger 5.
Finger 5.
I thought he was going
I'm
to say
so
something
glad you
else.
said 5, dude. So glad you said 5. If you followed the finger with anything else but a 5, I would have been real
I
uncomfortable.
don't know why I thought for sure it was a finger fuck.
Yeah. That
What
was
have
a
you been
finger fuck.
watching,
If
dude?
my 6-year-old just casually drops a finger fuck on you,
That was a finger fuck. Holy shit.
good night.
Did we order food?
Oh no, we forgot.
God damn it.
Okay, so let you. We're talking about your experience.
Oh, yeah.
At the Jollibees.
Yeah, I'm saying the strategy, their idea is efficient, but the location, I feel like they could have found somewhere better. Like I don't know the appeal. Number one, especially in the time we're in today, where there's so many commercial spots that are fucking available because
Sure.
everyone's shutting down, everyone's failing. So to pick Hillsboro in that little ass parking lot, because the way they did it is you have to maneuver around this parking lot and do 3 different loops to get in one of those 5 or 6 lines.
Yeah.
And then each lane would fit like 4 or 5 cars, and then they'll release each lane to the drive-through line.
Right.
So once you like, that's really where you do the bulk of your waiting, is before they open the rope. But once you get up to the window, it's pretty fast.
It's fast, yeah.
It's fast. So they have the ordering boards like in the drive-thru. But right now, you don't even order from there. There's 2 attendants with their iPads, and you just order from them. So, long story short, we got there at like 9:20. We were out of there by 10:15.
Which isn't terrible.
So from getting in line to getting our food, it was under an hour.
Yeah.
So they close at 11.
Which, I mean, like, we go to the
In and out.
In and out, and it's about an hour.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's not bad for like what their first week or something like that. But the thing that was annoying is like time went by because I was preparing for it to be like, oh, we might get up there and they're like, oh, we're closing in 5 minutes. You're fucking.
We've run out of
I'm
everything.
like, oh, we wasted all of that time. But we get there and the people that were taking the order were handing menus. And I'm like, I fucking guarantee that there's people going, what's good here?
Oh, my God.
I swear to God, if you didn't fucking come here prepared.
Yeah, you've been sitting here for an hour.
And you just heard from someone, oh, Jollibee is really good. And there's one truck that I swear to you looked at that menu for like fucking 10 minutes. I'm like,
Crazy.
Dude, they don't even have a complete menu yet. There's 4 things you can fucking get.
Yeah.
And they're like passing it to each other, him and his wife. I'm like, I swear to you, I'll order for you, dude.
Were they in your lane?
Just get one of
Yeah.
each.
Yeah.
But
Try it all.
we get up there, and it's this Filipino kid, and he kept speaking in Tagalog and catching himself and apologizing. I'm
No.
like, I understand you.
Yeah.
Because he kept saying, like, the respectful word is like po, like when you're talking to the elderly or somebody that's older than you or whatever. He kept saying that, and he kept going like like catching himself and being pissed. Because I'm like, do you guys have this? Do you guys have this? He's like, not yet. Because there's like a few items that they don't have yet that I like, the breakfast shit that I wanted, or the burgers.
Yeah, they're just trying to streamline.
So it's like
thing.
the chicken and the spaghetti and the pies and all that. So we order, and I told you this when you asked me. I'm like, I seriously consider just like fucking ordering enough, like the world's gonna end. And she's like, we don't need to do that because the leftovers are gonna be fine. But we still spent like $70, whatever, and ordered a lot. And we get up to the window, and they're like, they were still cooking up some of the chicken, and I was like, oh, we don't need to wait for like all the spicy stuff. Just do some regular ones in there. And we were completely fine. That wasn't like a argument. But they're like, oh, for you guys doing that, we'll throw in some free stuff. So they comped like some pies and shit. So we get home. I'm like, definitely not suggested to have dinner at fucking 11 p.m. Because I was like, we took a bite, and I'm like, it is so fucking good. It is worth every minute that we waited there. And by the next day at lunch, it was gone.
Nice.
Completely fucking
Because I saw his story, and I think I saw it pretty late. I saw it the next night. So, like, when I saw it, like, immediately texted him without any context. I was like, you went? How was it? Oh, my God. It was, like, typos, like, capitals in wrong places. And he was like, wait, hold on. What are we talking about? Because I was just so excited. I was like, I need to smell your breath. I need to know how it went. So,
Easy,
fucking
Pete.
good,
Yeah.
dude.
I've got a lot of, like, sexual frustration happening in this episode
Yeah, you do.
that needs to be resolved somehow. So,
We got up to the window, and I can hear all of them speaking Tagalog in there. It was like all these young Filipino kids. There was like 3 gay Filipino dudes fucking flamboyantly speaking Tagalog. And I just go, where the fuck did all the Filipinos come from?
Okay, so I have a question for you then. If we went Anchorman style Royal Rumble, right? You know how you had like the fight between all of the neighboring TV channels, and you had Chick-fil-A versus Jollibee versus In-N-Out, which crew is going to come out on top?
Filipino people. That is not even a question.
Only one of those groups has God on their side.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're going to hit you in the face and say, my pleasure, bitch.
Not the 98% Catholic country.
Yeah. So
I also learned this too by asking
Drown
that
them in
question. 'Cause
gravy.
She was like really caught off guard by that question. She goes, what do you mean, sir? And I'm like, where did all of you guys come from? There's no Filipinos in Hillsborough. And she's like, Well, what happens is when they open a new location, they advertise it so none of us are from here. I'm like, oh shit. So they will tell you, so you live in fucking Costa Mesa or something, and they're like, we're opening one in Portland, Oregon. We're going to pay you this much. Would you like to move? So all of these people are from different fucking states. And I'm like, how much do they pay you at a fast food place to relocate?
That's why.
I'm like, I get that in like other like sales jobs, but like for $25 an hour, you fucking move your entire life to work at a Jollibee?
Well, to ensure that like this new location goes off without a hitch, because what they do is they bring half the people from other locations and then they train and manage all the new people, and so it ensures that their new location goes off.
Some
without
of them
a
are
hitch.
probably the ones in Washington, and they're like,
Yeah.
come down and live in Portland for 6 months, 3 hours from here,
Sure.
and then move back.
Interesting. Well, anyways, I am still very curious about the possibility of all of this occurring in my mouth someday. So
we can just do the same thing, like go at fucking 9:30 or something on a Friday.
that was a thing. It was like, at what point, like, because we might be able to go on weekdays, like I would even venture to go this Friday, like in the morning. Like it can't be like that busy on a Friday.
My cousin
right?
went with his family on a Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Not in the drive-thru, but like to stand in line in person to dine in.
Yeah.
Waited 30 minutes.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. And the
On a
thing,
work
Not
day.
bad.
yeah, and I like, while I have Brody, we should go on Friday. You want to go again? Do it.
Do I want to go again?
I mean, come on.
Well, grab extra, drive on down to the Helmick agency, drop some off.
Do a little drive-by
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
Yeah, even the leftovers are good. Be worth it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, very excited. Okay, so we have ourselves some sportsy sports to talk about. Just a couple of items.
How exciting.
I know,
Barely.
very exciting. I do want to start with the NBA Finals. Obviously, in Game 1, the Indiana Pacers take the Thunder to task and take Game 1. Usually, like, people like within hindsight at this point say, "Oh yeah, well, this is their one game to win, and if they're gonna do it, and they actually do." Game 2 kind of went how we thought things were gonna go. It wasn't as exciting, but the thing that kind of like turned out to be like the biggest talking point were all the ancillary things around the game, and they're talking about the aura-less NBA Finals, and so where people were saying, wow, these games don't feel special. Like, where's the pomp and circumstance? Where's all the decals on the court? And then in Game 2, they put these AI or these graphics on there, which is like clip art Larry O'Brien trophy. They get roasted on social media for that. Then they flip it to the thing that says just like, cursive finals on it. And it's like, so now the NBA is getting bullied into having like any sort of finals aura, and they're doing it poorly. And so I wondered if you guys had noticed that and shared in that frustration.
I did hear about this, and people giving it's Adam Silver, right?
Yeah.
Adam Silver a hard time about like, oh, you're just bending the knee to what the Twitter trolls are saying. It's like Adam Silver is one of the best commissioners in professional sports because he listens to his fans in real time. One of the most frustrating things about the NFL and football in general is that...
And the MLB.
Yes. Yeah. The things move at a slug's pace.
Yeah.
When there are things that frustrates the fan base, it's really hard to see that change. You just kind of have to grit your teeth and take it.
And especially in the MLB, they do it almost in defiance of their fans.
Yeah, to like
sometimes.
show their power.
Yeah.
And I will admit that, I think Adam Silver could maybe take his foot off the gas a little bit with, just like, oh, I see that people hate this. Let's change it immediately. Like, take a breath maybe.
Yeah.
But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? You can't be pissed that he's not doing anything. And then when he starts doing stuff, being like, oh, you're a pussy just listening to the trolls.
Yeah, I think that, like, there's a level of frustration that, like, you're not making this a special event in the first place. And I know that,
I get that.
the NBA or the NFL has like the ability to, talk this up for 2 weeks, and there's all of these things, and there's media row, and there's there's so much time to promote this event, and sometimes with the NBA Finals you don't know how much time you have or whatever. But I do think that there is there's merit and criticism to be had with maybe some of their lack of that pomp and circumstance that people are feeling. It's like these
I
just
can agree
feel
with
like
that.
games. And like in order to make people care, you have to market it in such a way to get people to care. And and people are just saying these just kind of feel like games. And they're, like back, the Tim Duncan days and those legacy days, you had like the entire court as a Larry O'Brien trophy. And so like to even just put on a fake digital decal to the finals is like, oh wow, it's like having like in The Office where like it is your birthday, right? Like this is the finals.
I don't disagree with that though. I think I am not dismissing that like it's not a big deal. People wanting to be invested in some way.
Yeah.
But all it does is it goes back. It contributes to my point.
The casuals talking about
No. It's just like they're looking for something to be excited about because there's nothing to be excited about in this finals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that this would be such a huge issue like a decal or how the floor looks if we're watching Steph,
And
if we're
LeBron.
watching LeBron, if we're watching KD. But we're like reaching for something here because this isn't driving ratings. Have you guys watched the first 2 games? Like every fucking minute of it?
No, but I've had it, I've definitely watched
But
it.
this is the type of finals, this is the type of matchup where you're like, I'll watch the fucking highlights.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing exciting about this. There's nothing exciting about Shea. I don't give a fuck what people say. I love Indiana. I love Tyrese Haliburton. There's nothing exciting about them. So you're reaching for something like make the floor look cool. Go back to the in-game tournament or in-season tournament and all that shit. You focus on that because the big picture isn't that fucking exciting.
Yeah. In Game 2 of the NBA Finals was down 29% from the Mavericks and Celtics. And the least watched
big.
Game 2 of the finals since the Heat Lakers in the fall 2020 bubble.
Promise you, this will be the lowest rating of all NBA finals in like our time. Like I'm not gonna go back to like CBA days or ABA, but this will be the lowest ratings in finals in like 30 years.
I don't think they had TV contracts back then.
Probably.
I will say though, it has made me like a little bit more open-minded, I guess you would say. Not that I was closed off to it, but I've noticed a lot more of what's going on in the Stanley Cup Finals. Have you guys been seeing some of these games?
Yeah, I mean, like
They're unreal.
Yeah, I mean, Game 3 was a bit of a lopsided win.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously you
But
go
the-
6-1 and then, the guys start fighting and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It kind of took away a little bit from the first 2 games. I mean, like Stanley Cup and just like hockey playoffs are just so good.
I might commit to the NHL this next year.
Yeah, I love that.
The
I
only-
The Utah Yeti.
That's true.
Is
You've
that
got
final?
yourself
They announced that, right? That's
I'm
their
pretty sure that's right. Yeah.
which is an incredible
The
team.
only
Yeah.
the only
Amazing way to market.
NHL coverage I've seen is because the guy that has a season long bet where he has the Oilers winning
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
that's
thing,
right.
and then he has
From
the
last
Thunder
week,
winning the
yeah.
whole thing because when the Thunder lost Game 1, his cash out for a $123,000 win dropped to 107.
Yeah, because
No.
the overall payout's 270.
270.
270. It was at 123.
123
and then
cash
dropped
out,
back
and then it went
Yeah.
like it dropped fucking $16,000
Yeah.
after
This
the one
guy's
loss.
going through it.
But then the Oilers also got fucked, right? So it's dropping more
Well,
before
yeah,
he got a chance to hedge.
Well, so like in that game 1 of the Stanley Cup final, Edmonton wins in overtime, and they were down by a lot, so he wasn't feeling great. Then now you're through the moon. Then you see the Thunder lose at the at the buzzer in game 1.
I
and
didn't
now
see how game 2 ended. Game 2, Oilers were down 2
yeah,
goals
that was
to
also in overtime.
nothing.
Yeah,
Did the Oilers end up losing that game?
they lost that game.
Okay.
Yeah, so now the Panthers, the Florida Panthers, are up 2-1 in that series after a very dominant.
So that's
game
the
3
only like hockey coverage that I've seen outside of watching the NBA. There was another sport that I was watching all weekend.
Tell me about it.
The fucking College World Series.
Yeah.
Just because when I went to Mitch's, he's like, hey, the game starts at 3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll fucking watch it. It's baseball. Who gives a shit?
Sure.
But there's one thing that got me fucking invested. And apparently this guy got his notoriety or became famous on Twitter like a month ago. And it's the fucking guy behind home plate. Third seat from the left.
The Whistler?
No, the guy that's stacking his fucking beers.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, watch that guy. Because like he trends on Reddit, he trends on Twitter, and he's like, just pay attention. I got there like, I don't know, second or third inning, and then you just watch this pyramid fucking grow. We're talking. So the game before the Super Regionals, he had 22 beers, and they stopped serving in the 7th inning. Right. So we were counting on the first game on Friday against Florida State. There were 24, and half of them were pounders. Half of them were 16-ounce beers.
Jesus.
So at home, I'm watching game 2. So Oregon State won the first one.
Yeah.
I'm watching game 2. Oregon State lost that one. And I texted Mitch, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is the stack now water bottles? He goes, oh, I think the NCAA called him out. So you saw him on game 2 holding a beer can, but the stack in front of him were Aquafina water bottles.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. Fucking NCAA always has to ruin all the fun. So it went to sudden death. So game 3 was on Sunday. And I don't know if you watched that one. Oregon State scored 13 runs in the first 3 fucking innings.
Yeah.
They were bombing home runs, getting singles and doubles fucking left and right. And they were up 13-4
Yeah.
in like the first 4 innings. And his beers were back. I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. He always has different people next to him. So I was like, is one his like girlfriend or wife? One's his friend. But the shit that's most impressive is they stopped serving at the 7th inning, and this guy consistently averages over 20. And they're not 12-ounce fucking cans.
They're tall boys.
I'm like, how do you get up? Like, I know I can kind of trace back to when I'm drinking at a bar and I get up for the first time, and I kind of have to hold on to shit.
Yeah.
This guy's sitting in the heat.
Because they only let you have 2 at a time, right?
Yeah.
But he's sitting. I think his friends help
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
I
and then
think
they passed them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like sitting in the fucking 85-degree heat the whole time, and you're drinking that much. How do you not fucking fall? Like, he's a big dude. But like,
Yeah.
how do you not fall down?
Seriously.
How do you not fall asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Like, he's fucking active the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, 6th inning, I'm just snoozing.
And he's participating. Like, he's cheering.
He's
He
in
is
it.
fucking getting up.
He's
every
hitting the
home run.
wave.
He's
He
like,
knocks over his
come on,
pyramid.
everybody.
Oh, shit.
But that's like the sports I don't pay attention to when it like matters. It's exciting. Like World Series, Stanley
Yeah.
Cup, World Cup, all this shit. It's fun.
Yeah.
So the Beavers, they won the 3rd and deciding game. Pretty sure that did they walk off that first game, then they lost the second. Either way, it was a very electric weekend for the Beavs. So they score 7 runs in that first inning, and then ended up winning 14-10, which is pretty wild. Let's see. The 8th time now in program history that they are going to Omaha. They're chasing their 4th national championship in which they won back-to-back 2006, 2007, and then most recently in 2018.
I guess the biggest deal about all this is the coach, Pat Casey, who took him to all the championships.
Right, yeah.
He's in the stands, like he's retired.
Yeah.
So the guy who took over, their current coach, he's taken them to Omaha 4 times, but he's never made it past like the first or second round. That's why it's a big deal. It's like,
yeah,
hey, maybe
and
this
he
is
was,
our time.
and this guy was a former Oregon State player. He was part of the 2006-2007 championship. So that was a big shock when Casey left, and then they announced this guy coming in. So it took him a couple years, I think, to establish. I feel like that first year, or he had a good year and then a down year, but prominence nevertheless. I love that Oregon State has a player by the name of Cannon Reeder. I mean, like, what a name, right? Just what a shortstop of a name. I don't even know if he's a shortstop, but he might as well be.
That's more of a catcher name to me.
You think so? Let's look up. I don't know anything
they
about
got
Oregon
they got
State.
players that are like, you better be a fucking athlete, like him, like Wilson Weber. I mean, you can't have a normal job
Yeah.
if you're Wilson Weber.
Yeah.
Dub.
Double dub?
He's an outfielder, by the way.
God
so.
damn it.
Damn it.
But yeah, I can see why. Like,
Hopefully he's
Lost
got a cannon.
opportunity.
Hopefully he's got a cannon.
I can see why Omaha would be fun for like a college world.
So good.
Like you can just imagine at Goss Stadium, like there's not a bad seat at that baseball stadium in Oregon State. You can like think about how successful they've been, and that seat's like 3,000 maybe.
Yeah.
There's not really a bad seat, especially behind fucking home plate. Like those tickets were probably going, and they don't look out for students, I guess.
No,
Because they're like,
you're talking about at Goss or wherever.
Yeah, we can sell this for so much. Like they don't really look out for students the way that football does. There's not like a student section or whatever. But like if that environment is fucking electric, I can imagine what a college World Series in Omaha for
It's
both
crazy.
like softball and baseball would be fucking insane.
The Oregon State regional baseball game was where I realized I needed glasses, by the way. So, fun fact for you all.
You're
super
super
fun.
in the stands, and you're like, I can't see if
I
came or
could not. I couldn't. I couldn't see the freaking scoreboard at all. I was trying to read all the things on the scoreboard. I was like, no matter how hard I squint, I could not see that fucking scoreboard. So,
Did you go through an existential crisis?
I think that I probably knew at that point that I was trending that way. I wasn't like super like against glasses. I know like some people might be, but I was actually kind of like excited about it. But I like wasn't like, oh man, such a nerd.
make a move right away. Like when you're like, oh, you realize you needed glasses, you're like, I went and got glasses right away. Like,
Yeah,
is that what you did?
I did. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, did
Mine's
do that.
like
You
about
still won't even wear your glasses.
15 or 16 years later, I'm like,
Yeah.
15 years ago I realized I needed
You
glasses.
still don't even wear your glasses. So, but yeah. So Oregon State. The fun thing too, there is that bar. I don't remember the name of it now, but every year they have a competition amongst the fans who buy Jello shots at that bar. Have you heard about this place?
in Louisiana.
Yeah, and so like they will have all of those
Tallies.
yeah, tallies. Thank you very much. So
In
I doubt that Oregon State is going to be anywhere close.
You
to
mean
winning
Louisiana that was purchased in 1803?
And what country did they purchase it from?
Uganda?
It's Wakanda.
Yeah, Franzia, I believe, is the technical term.
Yeah, be sure to do that when
Franzia,
he
just
threw-
like on the box.
Where did the
twine.
U.S. purchase Louisiana from? Wakanda. Denied.
Instant denial.
That is my blacklisted photo at the office, is me like posted like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you gonna show up in a red hat?
I don't think I'm going to wear it.
Yeah. Yeah, learn from your don't show up to anything official with a hat on. Let's
just stop wearing hats.
just stop wearing hats. The haircut looks good.
I might kick the door and just flipping the birds to everyone. What's up, bitches?
Yeah,
Got an
really
appointment.
establish your dominance there. Really establish your dominance. Okay, we did kind of divert away from the NBA, but I think that's fine. I'm glad that we talked about
The
some
NBA is
college
fucking
world
boring.
series. Yeah, I know.
I love talking basketball, but
You don't want to
just
talk about
be
it.
over.
Yeah, just be done.
Get it over with. If Indiana wins somehow, I'd be so fucking happy.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen. But if they pull this shit off, I have to agree that this might be the best championship run. It might be it's tough because 2011 Mavericks was an insane run. Who they beat to get to the Heat, that's insane. But this has to be up there. Just no one expected them to go through the gauntlet that they did. So if Indiana wins, I'd be the happiest guy. But there's nothing exciting. We're looking for something exciting to talk about in this finals, and there's nothing.
Do you know how many free throws Tyrese Haliburton has shot in the first 2 games of the NBA Finals?
Less than 10.
Correct.
5 or 6?
It's less than 5.
3?
0.
Oh.
0 free throws Tyrese Haliburton has shot
Jeez,
in the
that's
first
surprising.
2 games. On the other side,
That's why I respect him.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, how many has he shot?
In 2 games?
75.
2 games.
18.
20. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What a piece
but
of
0, I think, is crazier than the 20. Honestly, I think that
Yeah, especially as the leading scorer
Yeah.
for your team.
it's pretty alarming. I'm not surprised by the 20 by Shea, but 0 by Tyrese.
It's kind
a
of
little
impressive.
Yeah, considering the amount of points that he scored.
Yeah.
Because he has taken, let's see,
Just
26 shots and scored 31 points across these 2 games.
So he literally can go into the next game and go to the ref and be like, I'm getting no calls.
Yeah. I haven't necessarily gone through his shot chart here to realize
Safe
whether
to
or not,
say.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it hard to think that Indiana could pull this off, because it's you watch the first game, Oklahoma City's good enough that Indiana's having to play from behind. And the only way they could win games is if they're close. If they're in the game at the end and they have a chance to pull off some magical fucking game-winning shot, then it's great.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to do that, for you to be in the game and have the opportunity to fucking take one or steal one, that is so hard to do when you have a player like Shea who gets calls.
Yeah.
Because 2 free throws, 1 free throw, that is a fucking game changer, dude. These calls in the last 5 minutes of the game is a difference between you being down by 2 or 4. And it's, how are you going to pull it off against them?
It is pretty crazy that in that first game and what you were saying about what the Pacers need to do to win this type of game is these crazy comebacks in which, Tyrese Haliburton is going to be making some sort of historical stat to join LeBron and whomever in the annals of history in order to achieve those. And not to diminish what Haliburton is doing, or even what the Pacers are doing on this kind of historical, championship competing run. But yeah, there's no thought on my end that they're going to do what Oklahoma City did in Game 2, in Game 3 back.
It'll be a gentleman's sweep. If Indiana wins another one, that's the last one. I don't want it. That's not what I want. That's what's going to happen.
You know what I don't want, but it did happen. Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What some believe to be that handshake agreement finally came to be official. A 1-year deal worth $10 million with some other guarantees that could get up to and incentives that could get up to $19 million or something like
Is
that.
he lined up to be the starter?
Yeah, of course.
Who else?
You wouldn't
Who
join
are the other
that.
quarterbacks?
Mason Rudolph.
Probably.
That's it.
I think it's safe to say it's probably Mason Rudolph. I mean, they got rid of everyone else. Justin Fields gone. Russell Wilson gone.
Yeah, all jokes aside, I'm pretty sure Mason
It's
Rudolph
probably
is the
just
only
Mason Rudolph.
quarterback on their roster
Yeah.
at this moment.
Wow, like, there's nothing more. Like we would, I don't know how you guys truly feel, but like we used to joke about it. Like, just get, like, we're tired of talking about it.
It is Mason Rudolph.
Just get off the
Will
fuck-
Howard also.
Okay.
But
Get
who
off-
is the
Ohio
next
State?
Will is who is the next Mason Rudolph? Like, I mean, literally, Will Howard will become the next NFL's Mason Rudolph.
It's just like jokingly, it's like, man, just go away.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about you anymore. But now it's like, now it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's gonna change.
No.
You're gonna be a diva. You're gonna be a fucking crybaby.
And you're going to be average.
You're gonna get hurt. And then the question is, oh, if he didn't get hurt, they would have done something. I'm like, come on, man.
Right. Okay. So obviously, like on their team, they aren't a bunch of schmoes. I mean, like they traded for DK Metcalf, and you still have Pat Fryermuth is a serviceable tight end on that side.
Najee's gone though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Najee's gone. Their RB1 is Jalen Warren.
He was
Jalen,
good.
yeah. I mean, like
And
how
then
many
they got
years
they
has he
got
had?
rid of
Pickens.
Pickens.
Pickens is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he's
defense,
with
the defense is
Dallas
always going to be
now.
good. Their
Yeah.
defense is always going to be good. But the thing that's
TJ Watt. I think that he's holding out, or he's not at these workouts right now. I can't remember.
no, but he'll
exactly.
be like him
He'll
and
be-
Patrick Surtain and all these guys. Like, they're always going to be good.
Right.
And Hayward. The thing that's surprising is like Tomlin as a coach. Tomlin as a coach and Rodgers as a fucking player.
Yeah.
If you tell me like who's Tomlin not going to get along with, Aaron Rodgers might be the name that I give you.
Yeah,
But-
it's like, can he coach this guy?
Who has coached more crazies in the NFL to success than Mike Tomlin?
Yeah.
What crazies? Who crazies?
Well, George Pickens, he got production out of him. That's the most recent one. Then you've got Antonio Brown. You've got Le'Veon Bell. You've got, what's this guy's name? Oh, it's another wide receiver.
Santonio Holmes, Randall.
Antonio
L.
Holmes was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Santonio Holmes was not
But
easy.
the only person that like really fits that mold is
Ben Roethlisberger wasn't the easiest dude to deal with.
No,
But the only person that fits that mold that was crazy while he was a Steeler is really Pickens, like a kind of a Gen Z diva. But everyone else was kind of crazy once they left Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think that Antonio
But that's
Brown's
the
war.
point, is that Mike Tomlin is good at managing these personalities. So when they were at Pittsburgh, they're just good players. When they leave, all of a sudden, people can't handle
I
it.
wonder
know
how,
that, though.
Yeah, I wonder how hands off he'll be and be like, Arthur Smith, you deal with this guy. You know?
There's also a difference between we don't know what's happening inside the locker room. We don't know if Le'Veon Bell was nuts in Pittsburgh and it all just came out post Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, same way. They did produce like a lot. One of the best players ever. But the difference between a diva skill player and a diva quarterback, especially an Aaron Rodgers level diva quarterback, that's a different level of like going nuts.
Yeah. I
Fair.
I hope so badly that this goes sideways. Because the thing is that like this is somewhat surprising out of an organization like Pittsburgh to have like this, be at the mercy of a guy like Aaron Rodgers and him knowing that, and maybe there was this, again, like I said, this handshake deal that they knew he was eventually going to sign and blah, 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 and we're making it out of nothing. But the thing is that like it feels like Aaron Rodgers holds more weight or more cards than he should. And I think that he's going to use that, and he's going to be just his same old smug self and all this other stuff. And then maybe he gets hurt or he doesn't play as well. Again, you're riding on this 1-year thing, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. I am prepared to make the bet now that the Steelers will have a losing record this season, and it will be Mike Tomlin's first time. And I think potentially could cost him his job. And maybe that is too far reaching, but I know that there's been a lot of
I don't think it's too
speculation
far.
about Mike Tomlin, especially what the Steelers have done. They think that this move is going to get them out of the first round. Not only do I think it's not going to get them out of the first round, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they will have a losing record.
I don't think it's that far of a reach. The thing that is baffling to me is, I do put a lot of weight on championships, and rightfully so. I will stand by that till forever. However, I have never seen a guy ride one Super Bowl and have this type of fucking entitlement as much as Aaron Rodgers. He's had, one MVP season?
No.
One Super Bowl?
He's had a couple MVP seasons, but only one Super Bowl.
Has he won more than one MVP?
I thought he had. I thought he had won at least 2.
Let me double check on that, please. One moment. Boop, 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 boop. He is a 4-time NFL Most Valuable Player.
So he's had 4 MVPs. He's been in the league for 20 years. Around 20 years.
Yeah.
That one Super Bowl in 2010 or whenever he fucking won
Yeah,
it?
that would be 50.
Yeah.
56. I don't know what.
I don't know if I'm being unfair, but who else gets the treatment that Aaron Rodgers gets for one fucking Super Bowl? One Super Bowl. I know they're huge and I know they're hard. I'm not taking anything away from the weight of winning a fucking Super Bowl, but this guy has been treated almost like Tom Brady in his fucking career, with accomplishing a 10th of what Brady has done in his fucking career.
I do think that the MVPs play a big factor into that respect that he gets, but I do agree with you. Even 5 years ago, you could justify the amount of respect that Aaron Rodgers got. But today, I think that the whole song and dance has gotten old.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it doesn't work in an organization like Pittsburgh, who has, historically been, really well structured and organized, obviously, like you said, has had a winning record for the last millennia, it seems like. So if you go into an organization like this and you can't fit in and you can't get success, you gotta hit the road.
It just seems like the league caters to him, and everyone around him caters to him. It's like, oh, you want your old,
and why
you want your old receivers? Yeah, we'll do whatever you need.
We'll
it's
bring
just
in your guy.
Hey, here's a silver platter, Aaron Rodgers. We'll give you whatever the fuck you need.
And that's, I mean, to Pete's point, that there's no why anymore. It's the why is too far gone.
Yeah, I mean, he was wearing thin in the final couple of years there at Green Bay. I mean, we are talking about 5 years of this almost.
But why are we even at this point talking about, if he doesn't accomplish this with Pittsburgh, why is he even getting this chance? Why aren't we judging it based on the Jets term? I mean, you failed with fucking New York.
Yeah.
So why
awful.
Why are people still going into the next season if you're not doing this in Pittsburgh, then that's it? I feel like he gets unlimited amount of those. If you don't do it here, then it's over. I'm like, well, New York was pretty fucking miserable, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't do shit there.
I am failing to see the long-term strategy of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Well, neither do they, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it is somewhat surprising. And maybe,
it does seem unlike the Steelers to throw a 1-year flyer on a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
Certainly. Sure. I mean, it has been kind of weird since Roethlisberger retired. They go and get Kenny Pickett. They go and try and say, hey, let's try to rehab the images of these quarterbacks. And now they're another year into this. And it's okay, so we're just going to do 1 year with Aaron Rodgers. And then what? And then if you do well, where's your draft pick? It's going to be way too high.
Yeah.
Now what's the strategy?
You're going to fall back on Will Howard?
Right. I mean,
or Mason Rudolph.
So
I don't have the same opinion.
I don't understand.
I don't have the same opinion with Will Howard. I think he'll be just fine. You guys hate him because he fucking murdered you.
I mean that more in the sense of he's a rookie,
Yeah, but
and like unproven.
But the
Not that
Aaron
he's gonna be
Rodgers
bad.
move, I think, like, yeah, there's questionable stuff about it from Pittsburgh, but I can also see it like, get a veteran guy in here. I don't agree that it has to be Aaron Rodgers, but like have Will Howard not be in the trenches right away. I think
no one's going to mentor him.
I think Will Howard is better than Mason Rudolph. I think you guys have a very biased take because you remember Will Howard for what he did to you.
Yeah, but I just don't.
But I think Will Howard is going to be better in the league than you think he's going to be.
He's going to be a franchise quarterback?
I don't think he's going to be a franchise quarterback, but I can see him being a long-term quarterback for the Steelers.
A Mason Rudolph, yes.
No, better than him.
And I don't. I mean, I
But
don't.
the backup, like he'll just be a perennial backup.
I'm talking about like a Ben Roethlisberger, like long-term quarterback where they're no longer looking for quarterbacks. Like
but that's a franchise quarterback, right? You said I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. But
okay, then I turn that around.
Okay.
Franchise quarterback.
Okay, sounds good. I just want to.
I think
I'm not
he'll-
trying to get you on a bait and switch here.
I think
just
he'll
wanted to say your
learn
point.
from whoever's playing in front of him, but I think when it's his turn, I think they're hoping for that, and I think it's possible.
That's kind of where the problem lies, is because if that were their mindset, they wouldn't get Aaron Rodgers. He has been in 2 other situations where he's basically said, I'm not here to train your new puppy dog.
Yeah.
I'm here to win football games.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
Joe Flacco is kind of like that with Cleveland right now. He's like, I'm not gonna mentor these guys.
Yeah, and I don't.
I have no intention of teaching these guys shit.
And I don't necessarily think there's anything like wrong with that.
Yeah.
Not great optics for sure, but
Love optics.
That's just Aaron Rodgers being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
but
Selfish.
But if you're the Steelers organization and you are thinking like you're thinking, Miguel, we like Will Howard. We want to get him behind a veteran who will teach him and kind of take him under his wing. You would not call Aaron
Right,
Rodgers.
like
Who's
I mean,
to
like
say
the
that-
Teddy Bridgewaters or Tyrod Taylors of the world.
Yeah.
Also, I think learning doesn't have to be from a fucking like just in general. You could learn like besides learning what to do, you could learn what not to do.
Yeah.
Who's to say he can't learn from Mason Rudolph in practice? Who's to say he can't learn from certain people? Like you don't go into a job thinking you have to learn from the best. You
Yeah.
can watch a fucking idiot and go, I'm not going to do that.
Sure.
For sure.
I'll bet
Yeah,
you.
and you can learn the organization, you can learn the system, and
Preparation.
The number one thing that we see as a quarterback killer in the fucking league is when they're thrown in when they're not ready.
Very true.
Like, regardless of skill, regardless of fucking Heisman capabilities, Heisman winner, if they're thrown in when they're not ready, we look at them from like a Heisman winner to just a fucking trash athlete. But the thing that he has going for him is, regardless of how Aaron Rodgers does, he gets to just sit back and like watch him either fucking fall apart or succeed, whatever. And I will tell you this, I fucking bet you Will Howard has a better NFL career than Dylan Gabriel.
I want to make it clear, I have not said a single negative thing about Will Howard.
I know where your guys' bias comes from, but I want to see if you fight this. He will have a better career than Dylan Gabriel in the NFL. Total.
I have no
Who will have
feeling
a better
either way.
Okay,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to go down the route of who will have a better career, Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel. That's not the path I want to go down. I do want to go down the Steelers schedule, and obviously, like it seemed like the NFL schedule makers kind of knew that the possibility of this happening because opening week 1, you have the New York Jets on the schedule, so shocker there. Let's go down and just like roughly map this schedule out, all right? New York, the Jets, win or loss?
Is Justin Fields?
Yeah.
That's a Pittsburgh loss.
Okay, so 0-1. Seattle. That one to me kind of feels like a toss-up.
I'll take a...
I
who does Seattle have? Geno and...
No,
who's
No,
Sam
Geno.
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold throwing to Smith and Jigba.
Smith and Jigba.
He has Kenneth Walker still. Charbonnet.
Yeah, and who was that other? They had that little wide receiver it was rookie.
Let me give you
Lockett's
their depth
gone.
chart. Their depth chart includes Kenneth Walker,
I'm
Charbonnet.
taking Seahawks.
Then you have Cooper Kupp, Valdez-Scantling, Smith and
Oh,
Jigba.
Cup's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Pittsburgh loss.
Okay.
I was thinking more like DK's like playing my old team. He might go off, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
So 0-2.
Yeah.
Then you have New England, a refreshed New England with Vrabel.
Dude, Vrabel, New England's going undefeated this year.
0-3.
Patriots.
0-3 to start. Then you have Super Bowl contending favorites. They're up there. Minnesota, the Vikings. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers had flirted with the Vikings, I think. Are we 0-4 at this point?
That's the fluke loss.
the fluke loss. The
'Cause I don't
fluke
know-
win
I
or
don't-
the fluke?
The fluke win.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
I think that's a fluke win for Pittsburgh.
Okay, so if we are at 1-3 at this point, then they head into a bye week. They're feeling good.
So 1
maybe.
and 5.
Let's see. Then we have Cleveland.
1 and 5.
Yeah, everyone that plays Cleveland's going to win. That's a Pittsburgh win.
Okay, so then we're at 2-3 potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Cincinnati loss.
Yep. 2 and 4.
2-4. Green Bay
2 and 5.
Yeah, they
2
lose
and
to Green
5.
Bay.
Then Indianapolis
3 and 5.
3 and 5. The Chargers.
We're counting the Colts as a win?
I don't know.
Who's their quarterback?
Well, Richardson for one.
Didn't he just
No.
get?
Their depth chart includes Richardson, Daniel Jones, Riley Leonard. Then they've got, obviously, Jonathan Taylor, Khalil Herbert, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce. From a defensive standpoint, they have...
Yeah, whatever. Give it to Pittsburgh.
All right, sounds good.
Because that defense is good enough to like, confuse a rookie quarterback. Whether it's Richardson or Leonard, Daniel Jones sucks, so who knows?
So 1-3,
No,
1-4.
They're
3 and
3.
5.
They're 3 and 5. Now.
3 and 5 now. Okay, then you have the Chargers.
3 and 6.
Chargers will win.
Then you have the Bengals again.
3 and
3 and
7.
7.
The Bears,
Bears will win. 3 and 8.
3 and 8. Then we have Buffalo.
3 and 9.
3 and 9.
Then you have Baltimore.
3 and 10.
Then you have Miami. 4? I don't know. I don't know how Miami's going to be this year.
They still got players. A disheveled Miami will still beat Pittsburgh. 3 and 11.
3 and 11. Detroit.
3 and 16.
Cleveland again.
4 and 12.
And then Baltimore to close the season.
4-13.
I mean, that's so bad. I mean, like, okay, so now let's go to win
Money where mouth is.
over under.
Place,
Yeah,
place
exactly.
this bet
Yeah.
for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers over under.
This will be sitting at like low odds where we have to put enough money to
Oh,
profit.
hell yeah. 8.5 wins. Slam the
How
under.
much? How much?
Let
we'll
me
go.
see.
No, do what DraftKings says.
Go. You gotta. Move,
Can I do that on
move the
DraftKings?
line. Go under 6, Pete.
No, at this point, well, it won't be that much of a difference if you go NFL futures.
Okay, so now we have the Steelers. Steelers wins. Let's see. Over 8.5 under 8.5 would be -110. Under 6.5 would be +225. Under 4.5 is +650.
See, this is where being a degenerate will bite you in the ass. -8.5 is sitting at -110, meaning we can put enough money in there and make a good enough profit to feel good for ourselves. But then we would be more excited at +220, and we are cutting 2 wins from there. So are we confident enough for them to win, to not win more than 6?
I think I am.
Yeah.
Because the difference of -110 and +220.
6.5 is the number.
300 if we all put $100 in pays $975.
For a season long bet,
Yeah.
200 each. What? 'Cause
I mean, he's covering my 200 at this point.
what's
so.
200 each? So this will yield us a $600 win.
A 600 in it pays $19.50.
So what's 200 each?
This is too rich for my blood, boys.
What's 600 total? 200 each.
600. What do you? $600 pays $19.50. So $19.50 divided by 3.
$19.50. So it's a $1,300. It's a $1,300 profit.
Yeah.
So we $600 profit or $1,300 profit between 100 or 200 each.
Yeah. So it would yield. Hey,
You think about this. We place
you got the big boy job now. So.
we place a lot of bets. Like we place a lot of bets throughout the season. A season-long bet, number one, is exciting. Also, how fucking insane would it be to just pay attention to every Steeler game, and you just have so much writing on it?
So much. 500 each.
Listen, we've got
500.
time before the season starts. I'm more than willing to get in on a season-long bet with
When
you
do you
guys.
think
but let's just
100
not jump on the
pays
first one.
$5,000.
When do you think the odds will change? When do you think they'll adjust?
Tomorrow. We have to do
Because
it now.
because the thing is what happened. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, then all of a sudden now their win total even goes crazy again.
then feel free to trudge on without me.
Oh, puss.
We don't have to place this bet right now. Can we all agree that at least in the next 2 months, I mean, before NFL preseason starts,
Okay.
so we have, a month and a half?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we agree that we will each, all of us together, will put at least 100?
I will put at least $100.
Okay. So $100 pays.
On something, not this.
No,
Oh,
this.
This.
Oh,
This bet.
okay, fine.
So
Yeah.
300 total from us pays
$975.
So
Okay.
a $600 profit, which
That's 3 times our money.
we just each double up, right?
3 times our money.
Oh, 3 times.
Yeah.
We each win 200
300. We win
without our
to-
buy-in.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes,
win
yes,
200.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we can agree on at
Math.
least 100 each, right?
We just did.
Yeah.
Remember the hands in?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm just not. I'm not used to you guys honoring your
That what that
word.
meant. Yeah.
So I have to.
I'm the one who said it. I mean,
I
at
have to
this
double
point.
check,
Yes, we're in. We're in.
So, yeah, under 6.5.
and we
feels-
have to be open to raising it.
All right, one thing at a time, Miguel.
$500 pays 5,000.
This is when you have a gambling group chat and you have the one guy going, "I don't see anything more guaranteed than this."
$210,000.
We're almost losing money if we don't
We don't,
do
yeah.
this.
We need to fund my not bachelor party somehow.
Yeah.
So.
Our
Did you say?
male awareness retreat.
Did you say $500 each pays 5 G's?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's not bad.
All
That's
right.
not bad.
Here's what when when it's
to
time
be so
when it's time to place this bet. When it's time to place this bet in a month and a half, you got to look for like a boost
Oh, sure.
to see if we could increase
look
it.
for a boost.
The thing is that like I'm kind of banking on Aaron Rodgers getting hurt even before we need. I feel.
You
like
think he'll play in the? We got to play it safe though. Preseason, he might like go out there fucking break
The dude's
something.
got
so
an
we gotta do it
Achilles.
before.
Yeah, the guy's got an Achilles. Like I mean,
He's got the Achilles.
You don't say.
yeah. And he's married now apparently. So who
Oh
cares?
fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. All right, fuck the Thunder.
Whatever will we talk about when this guy retires? We'll find something.
Clear eyes.
Sports,
Can't lose.
$5,000.